It's June 12th, 2011. I almost said 1900 something. That shows my age, didn't it? This is Jens Rader and Larry Atkinson with Jesse Medina from Family Ties Videos on the controls here. And we're here to report on the third ever home game for the Quad City Eagles facing the Madison 56ers. And we probably will get interrupted here by announcements from the PA box here, and we'll certainly stop for that and the national anthem and so forth. But before we do, let's go through the starting lineups of the two teams. Larry, how's about if you do the Eagles and I'll do the Madison 56ers. We'll get started with that. If we get interrupted, we'll pick it up on the other side of the announcements. So there, for the Madison 56ers, whose name, by the way, comes from the fact that they were started in 1956, their goalkeeper is Kyle Dillman. We don't have all the positions on these, but we'll establish these during the game. Number 2 is Carl Schneider. Number 4 is Keith Dangaremba. Number 4 is Arnel Zarirovic. Number 13, Colin Mani. Number 14, Carlos McCrary. Number 16, Anthony Santaga. Number 19, Derek Pitts. Number 21, Sam Krencian. Number 22, Henry Enero. And number 23, David Kamavang. And now the lineups for the Eagles, Larry.
All right. Number 3, McLean Johnson. Number 6, Kurt Albrecht. Number 8, Emlyn Jacoby. Number 9, Kendrick Tyson. Number 11, Tyler Holly. Number 12, John Sandoval. Number 13, Austin Otto. Number 19, Tommy Catania. Number 16, Jaime Castrijan. Number 20, Scott Wallner. And our keeper tonight is Nick Rowe. 33.
So yesterday, the Eagles and the Milwaukee Bavarians had a 0-0 draw, which kept the Eagles in first place with 12 points, I think we decided, right, Larry?
Yes.
And the Bavarians right behind them with 11. And the Madison 76ers had 11 points going into this game. So this is, again, actually a game for first place. If we win, we'll push the Bavarians into third, and the 56ers will be in second. The 56ers will be in a tie for second. If we tie, we'll still be in first. And if we lose, the 56ers will go into first place. So that's kind of the situation here going into this match. And we're waiting for the PA announcer. The what? We don't have the other team's roster? Here, yeah, we've got a copy of that. We don't have the official one.
Welcome to Erickson Field for the Quad City Eagles versus Madison 56ers. Starting lineups for your Quad City Eagles.
No, do the away team first.
Your starting lineup, for the 56ers. Number 2, Carl Schneider. Number 4, Keith Dangermamwa. Number 10, Arnold Zivkovic. Number 13, Colin Manning. Number 14, Carlos McCary. Number 16, Anthony Santaga. Number 19, Derek Pitts. Number 21, Sam Crimson. Number 22, Henry Erenro. And number 23, David Kimbavang. And now for your Quad City Eagles.
Didn't announce the
Number 19,
goalie.
Tommy Quintana. Number 11, Tyler Holly. Number 3, McLean Johnson. Number 6, Kurt Albrecht. Number 16, Jaime Castro. Number 20, Scott Walder. Number 12, John Sandoval. Number 9, Kendrick Tyson. Number 13, Austin Otto. And number 8, Evelyn Jacoby. And in goal for the Eagles, Nick Roman, number 33. Fans, please stand for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh. Here we go. Players are shaking hands at this point, and we're getting ready for the kickoff.
For tonight's game, the head ref is Jorge Cuenta, assistant Edward Murray, assistant Gibran Zepeda, and the fourth official is Kevin O'Donnell.
Thank you. We need the visitors too. Thank you. All right, the officials for today's game are the center ref is Jorge Coate. The assistant referees are Edgar Osario and Gibran Zepeda, and Carolyn O'Donnell is the fourth official. Talking to them briefly from before the game, they are all from the Chicago area. So here we go. We will mention our very important sponsors during the course of the match. That would be great, Larry. So the Eagles have the ball first and are going from our left to right, as you watch it on your screen, and are in all orange script today, and the Madison 56ers are in white shirts, black shorts, and white socks. And now it's almost becoming a tradition here, Larry. Huh? We got a little delay for something or other. The 1AR is talk to the fourth officials, now talking to our coaches. And while they're doing that, let's mention our sponsors real quick. Our gold sponsors, the Centra Credit Union, Group O, the Al Casino Hotel Bettendorf, Ola American English Spanish Newspaper and TV. Our silver sponsors are Orthopedic Specialist PC, Absolute Balance Chiropractic.
I'd like to thank the Central Credit Union for
And
their support.
bronze sponsors, Dynamite Coupons, the Greater Quad Cities Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Johannes Bus Service, Pick 2 Productions, Soccer Shed, Herbalife Consultants Eric Rogers and Natasha Saldivar, and Vital Signs.
Doing what's right.
There seems to be some issue with the goal at the east end of the field that I must say there's a hole in the net, in the middle of the net. Is that what it is? I don't know. One of those things,
But the Eagles would also like to thank Group O and all
I don't know, I really can't tell what it is from here.
the Eagles. The Group O company
You usually need a zip ties for that, right, Larry?
and packaging solutions.
Yeah. That closes up those holes. The starting lineup for our Eagles is slightly different. John Sandoval is starting, and Austin Otto is starting, and Tyler Holly, I don't believe, started yesterday either. So I think we have three players that did not start yesterday. Derek Ullman started yesterday, and he's not in the lineup right now. And who were the other ones? Eddie Garza started yesterday, and Jordan Collins. So those are the three that were in the lineup yesterday that are not there today. So, and that's something that Larry and I were talking out in the parking lot. What is the how do you do this with a semi-pro team really playing a full pro 90 minutes, where when professional teams around the world generally only play games, at the most twice a week, and here we have 2 games in 2 days. In the World Cup, for example, you wouldn't have the U.S. national team play 2 games 2 days in a row. That would be considered ludicrous. And I noticed yesterday, leaving the game with the Milwaukee Bavarians, there were a number of the players, I think mostly on the Bavarians, who had their calves iced, had big bags of ice around their calves. It's just that type of punishment that your body takes, especially your legs, in a 180-minute or a 90-minute soccer game, and over the weekend you got 180 minutes. So, this league is kind of unique. You don't usually have that even in North America with the MLS, for example. They may play a cup game in midweek or a game on Thursday, as the Fire did last week, and then play again today. But you've still got 3 or 4 days at least in between games. And of course, one of the things that we have in our high school and colleges, we often play these crazy tournaments, usually shortened games, but we're still playing 3 or 4 games, sometimes even more than that in a day. Or, the summer tournaments that we took part in, Larry, the Prairie State games, we were playing pretty, I don't remember if those were full-length games or not, but that's kind of an American tradition. But I think at some level, when you get to this higher level of soccer, you've got to give the body time to rest. And so that's, I think, one of the reasons why we see 3 different players on our lineup here. And the ball is out to Kurt Albrecht from Arlington Heights and Buffalo Grove High School. And that was Sandoval on the ball, number 12. And that ball was hit out of the defense. Kendrick Tyson is on the ball. He makes a nice turn into Sandoval. Oh, excuse me, that wasn't so. That was Castrahan, and to Sandoval, and then to Johnson, and then intercepted by the 56ers. I'm gonna want to say 76ers. I think a few times. It kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit easier, although I'm not that big of an NBA fan. But I am a history fan, and the 76ers, of course, also have their name based on history. All right, here we go with the, we'll be able to establish some of the positions for the 56ers. A long ball into space by their left back. We have number 2. Schneider is a left midfielder, it looks like. Okay, back on the ball was Albrecht is coming up. And here we have, that's Wallner. And it actually goes to almost McLean Johnson almost got to that ball on the far side. Now Madison again with possession. Number 19 on Madison is the right back, Derek Pitts. It's back to him, to their center back, whose number is not visible to us right now. Another little chip to number 14. The Eagles were looking for an out-of-bounds play there. Number 14 is Carlos McCrary. He looks like one of their forwards. And 56ers are still controlling the ball. Number 13 is one of the center backs, Colin Mani. Number 4, Keith Darangambabwa, obviously of African descent would be my guess, is one of their midfielders. And throw-in went to the Eagles, but 56ers pick it up again. Schneider and into the middle and out of play. And one of the things we've noticed, Larry, in all 3 games so far is that the beginning of the match tends to be a little hectic. We have to remember that these players haven't played with each other for long periods of time, and it's a short season, so you got to expect that a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think like we had talked before, one of the things that
Nick Roman picks it up.
Could be a telltale story here is the second half. I think both teams are pretty much pumped up and ready to go play in that first half. But the Eagles, after playing the game yesterday and actually last night, the recovery time is not nearly as good. So I believe they're probably in pretty good shape.
Well, the 56ers did not play yesterday, so that is an advantage for them. And yesterday we were also playing under the lights, and it was cool. And even though this is a cool day, we do have the sun here. McLean Stevenson jumped in there and got a steal. And Castrojohn and Sandoval played it. And Jacoby now to Albrecht. And Albrecht back to number 11, Tyler Holly. And Holly's going for the ball again and out of play. So number 2, Schneider is taking it for the 56ers. Albrecht sticks him in again, and now we have a little bit of an opening for a nice ball looking for Kendrick Tyson, but overshot him a little bit. And a throw in for Schneider again for the 56ers. And the ball back to, I thought I saw number 11 out there, and we don't have a number 11 for the 56ers. Number 21 on the ball, that's Krensian. We had a Krensian on the Milwaukee team yesterday, too. Oops. McCrary had one trick in his bag that even fooled him. Tripped over the ball there. Okay, now the Eagles with the ball. Jacoby on the ball. Jacoby still on the ball, tripped up. Direct free kick, Eagles. Long ball through to Kendrick Tyson. He's going to catch up with it, and Albrecht was behind him in support. Ball towards the middle, and it's Johnson on the shot. Just, if you look at that space between the crossbar on the football goalpost and the crossbar on the soccer goals, it actually went between that, and that's a smaller area than the goal. So if you had to hit that, it would be awful hard, you know, but he did it. Hit it between the 2 crossbars.
Well, it was some real nice play down here on the right side.
Yeah.
Get that ball back over to the left side and got a shot out of it. It was a good play.
Yeah, and Kendrick Tyson again showing his great speed, catching up with those through balls, and then making a nice play with Albrecht, which eventually got into the middle. All right, number 16 on the ball, continuing on the ball, that is Santaga, and looks like he gets tripped up, but there's no call. That was considered a clean challenge, and now we have, that was Johnson on the ball, but it's lost. And here we go with Carlos McCrary on the ball again. And I think number 22, when I was down on the field, he was kind of giving their orders. So Henry Arenero might be their captain. He's not wearing a captain's armband, but he's certainly one of their leaders there. Now here come the 56ers over the wing. And across, but headed out. That's one of the things we've established, Larry, too, is that we're pretty strong in the air. So to bring crosses in the middle like that, we've been able to handle that pretty well. If our central defenders who head the ball well don't get it, then Nick Roman is usually right on the spot.
Yeah, I think even in last night's game, the defenders that are out there did a tremendous job. They shut things down and moved them out of particular places. I mean, there was a lot of shots, but as long as they open up the wings, they've done a good job.
Schneider on the ball, and that's another one of those crosses. Now, unfortunately, this one stays up there. That's always a dangerous situation. Schneider on the ball again. Here comes Kendrick Tyson. Here comes Tyson. Tyson making it well, being held by the. That was overdue, I'm afraid. There was a lot going on before that foul was called.
Yeah, I don't know what he was looking at there.
The assistant should have been helping there too, because he was trailing the play a little bit, the center, but there was some holding before the trip came. So we've got a direct free kick here for the Eagles. Looks like Jacoby is going to be taking that. Emlyn Jacoby, our, I believe, current leading scorer. And a little far to go directly on goal, but I'm sure we've got something planned here. I don't think that quite worked the way it was planned. We're caught up a little bit here. We've got, but fortunately the 56ers slow it down and give some of our guys a chance to get back on defense. I haven't seen so far. Of course, we've just seen.
The soccer shed is the official uniform and equipment.
We're counting down on the numbers here on the scoreboard today, but we've played only about 10 minutes. But the passing in this league, I have to say, is generally very good on all the teams we've seen. Even the team that we beat 3-0, the Chicago Fire, I thought at times they had sequences where they really did well. There was some nice work there by, and again I'm having trouble with that number over there on the far side, but the young outside midfielder there really held the ball well. That's number 23, I got it. David, he's the right midfielder. David Kamavang really fought hard for the ball there. And I'd put Schneider as the left mid. He's actually the left back. He's just been pulling up a lot. And there's a giveaway there, and Tyson with the ball, and tried to sneak a ball through, but and here we have the 56ers with the ball again, but that one runs away from him. McLean Johnson, the throw, Castro John, back to Johnson, back to Catania, and back to Nick Roman, our keeper. And it looks like Catania and Holly are in the middle on the defense today. Jacoby knocks that ball off of Schneider, and Albrecht will make the throw down to Tyson on the wing, and that was somewhat. That was one of those where the second call was made there. There was Number 10, Arnel Zarirovic, kind of cut Tyson off there, and then Tyson stepped into him a little bit, and that was what the foul was for. And here are the 56ers with the ball. 21 on the ball, Krensian. Oh, and that was a little bit of Greco-Roman wrestling, I think, going on that one.
I think what we've noticed in the previous games, we've said where it's kind of a hectic game to start with. It didn't take these two teams long to settle down and start working the passes.
Yeah, and also there have been a few harder fouls this game early on. I mean, not necessarily hard, nothing really nasty, but just I guess more obvious fouls that have occurred than we noticed in the previous game. So number 4 is taking this. This is Keith. We're going to call him Keith because he has that nice long African name, Nagarembwa. And I think I'm going to hurt myself if I try to say that all day, so we'll call him Keith. Number 4 is Keith. He'll know who he is. And we're hoping to pass the information on this webcast onto the 56ers so that people up in Madison can watch this as well. Long free kick, almost to the 50-yard line by Nick Roman. Wallner has a piece of the ball, but the 56ers take possession. Nice cross-field pass to McCrary, but intercepted by Wallner. And Holly on the ball, Kendrick Tyson, and that, I believe, is Sandoval over the top a little bit. Yeah. Here goes Sandoval up for the ball again. Oh, that looked like a handball. And Kendrick Tyson going hard after the ball. Splitting two of the defenders there without too much trouble. I think Kendrick is finding that this team probably plays a little more physical than what we've seen in the first 2 home games. They may have seen this on the road. Obviously, they've played this team before. Oh, a nice ball to Albrecht over the wing, and a nice cross. Oh, and that was, who was that on the ball? Was that Castrojan? And now we have Wallner on the ball. And back out to Albrecht. One of the things, Albrecht in the first 2 games was playing. I think he may have played the central defense in the first game, and he's coming up a lot more and overlapping and becoming part of the offense, which I think is great to see. And here we have Holly, a defender, coming up to challenge, and you notice Albrecht dropping back to cover. So there's our goal scorers from them. So you might want to look over those, Larry. Maybe you can. I don't know if all those guys are even here. From what here's their lineup, and check that against the scores. We did have some information on their leading scores. As far as our scores go, I think Nate Jacoby has 4 goals. Long high ball by Keith.
Shot wide by Madison.
And Derek Ullman, who's on the bench to start the game today, has 2 goals. And I think Eddie Garza, who is also on the bench, has 2 goals as well. So, I don't. Carlos McCrary seems to be on there. And he has 1 goal and 2 assists. But the other scores there aren't.
The leading scorer, I don't believe, is
No. All right. Well, of course, the important thing today is who's going to score today. And we would like to see a direct free kick. Kendrick Tyson headed that ball nicely over, extended that ball over his defender, but there was nobody to run onto it. And their goalie, Kyle Dillman, taking his time. And now the long kick. Tommy Catania at the end of it. And again, a player going over the top of... I thought for a second that was going to go the other way. That's a correct call, I think, by our center. Schneider went over the top of Kendrick Tyson there and had the call go against him. And Tommy Catania is going to take the free kick. Surveying the field like a quarterback. and trying to find somebody open. It goes to Wallner. Wallner back to Holly. Tyler Holly, who's from Bettendorf High School. And again, in the middle of the defense, Arnell Zerovic looks like a little bit older player too than some of the players we've seen in this league, the National Premier Soccer League. They're actually, the league is opening. I didn't bring that sheet with, but I think there's 4 teams from this league that are going to be participating in the U.S. Open Cup starting this week. In fact, Tuesday, I think the 14th. So.
Just a little tidbit of news. Most of these games are officiated with 4 referees. You have the center, you have the two assistant linesmen, and then you have a 4th that actually keeps score and substitutions and all that. And the 4th one today is a woman. It's just kind of nice to see them getting in there and taking part and becoming part of this. It's been a long time for that.
Kendrick Tyson, that's spoken by the man who started high school women's soccer in Orion, Illinois. So. And that was pushed out of bounds. There's some dispute about that, and throw-in goes right to the 56ers there. And a touch, a foul. 16 Santanga got tangled up there with Holly, I think, and so they have a direct free kick from just inside the 40-yard line, so about 50 yards from the goal. And there's McCrary. There's a little hand-holding going on there. McCrary on the wing. Be careful here now. And headed out. And dropped back by Jacoby. And Wallner on the ball. Yep. But no call. Sandoval on the ball to Wallner. John Sandoval is from UTHS, the high school in East Moline, the only high school on the Quad City side of the river that has won a state championship. I think Bettendorf and Assumption have won state titles over on the Iowa side, but I couldn't tell you how many.
I think both of those teams are playing for
this weekend.
State titles this weekend.
Yeah. So we've got a goal kick for Kyle Dillman for the 56ers. I think I've got everybody on the 56ers by position now, so hopefully we can give you a little bit more authoritative account here. Colin Mani and Zirovic are the 2 center backs. The left back is Schneider, the right back is Derek Pitts. And we've got McClary on the ball right now, knocked over by Kendrick Tyson. And I thought for a second he was reaching for his pocket there. You don't like to see that early in the game. And Aaron Arrow, their leader, if not their actual captain, number 22, is in midfield, as is Keith. And then the guy on the far side there, that was... Still haven't quite identified him. Long free kick by Zaharovic. David Kamavang is the right midfielder. Sounds like that might be an East or Southeast Asian name. Oh, Jacoby protesting that call, but I'll let your eyes be the judge on that one.
Madison direct free kick.
It's actually very similar to a play early in the game yesterday, the U.S.-Panama. Jermaine Jones got a call kind of coming in from the back like that. On the replay, it really looked like he got the ball, and that's maybe what Jacoby was thinking there, too, that he got the ball. But he actually got a yellow card for that. Oh, we got a push off by...
Now the 56ers watch the Eagles.
All right. The official saw Arenero pushing off there, and was called for that, and otherwise it was dropping right for number 21, Krensian. That would have been a bad situation there. Kendrick Tyson heads the ball nicely and headed out again, back to Tyson, and extended, but kicked out this time. And that was Wallner, I believe, or maybe Holly, I'm not sure, who headed that ball. Anyway, Schneider's on the ball, and it goes to Manny, and to Pitts, and back in the middle to Arenero, and out of play. Throw in by Johnson, going to Tommy Catania, our central defensive leader. And we're down to about 23 minutes, so we've gone through about a quarter of the game so far. I think it's an interesting game. Again, games are always a little more interesting if there's goals scored, but it's been good back and forth. Again, I think there might be a similarity to yesterday's game that there have been a couple more dangerous situations around our goal. I don't know even if we've gotten a real shot off yet, but it's not like we're being totally dominated either. So.
Well, too, you mentioned Tommy Catania, and he has been a rock back there in that defense.
Very definitely.
Really done a nice job there.
There he is on the ball again. Out to the 17-year-old Johnson from Macomb. Maybe a little bit ambitious on that pass.
Yeah.
I really do believe, the longer I watch soccer, and I've watched soccer a long time now, that it's harder to do in some ways, but the slow build-up is what gets you better chances. You know, the long balls. You need to do that every once in a while to keep the defense honest, but like what we're seeing here from the 56ers right now. And that was Kamavang, and I think he was looking to maybe get a dive there. He was looking that maybe he'd pull a penalty kick out of there, but he passed the ball a little too hard to be able to run onto it, and the ball was well clear of him when he hit the turf. So Nick Roman, goal kick. Headed out by number 16, Santaga. And I think they may be playing with a lone striker. It looks like Kretzian, when you look at their formation now, is the only one that's really up. And Santaga, who I would have identified as a forward, is really playing in the midfield. Here it goes from Keith to Carlos McCrary to Schneider. Inside to Arenero. Santaga. Back outside to Pitts, to David Kamavang, but then taken over by the Eagles. And that's Sandoval on the ball. Kendrick Tyson asking for the ball and is on the ball in the middle now. Outside to Johnson. And inside to Wallner, to Jacoby. Now we got something going here. The long shot. And another one between the bars. If those counted double, we'd be leading 4-0. But good effort and the long shot, which we just mentioned. There's nothing wrong with hitting the ball long out of the back sometimes. Also nothing wrong with taking a long shot every once in a while. You know, you got to vary your attack so you don't become predictable. But some good movement there by the Eagles, don't you think, Larry?
Yeah. You know, the shot maybe at first seemed like a little far out, but
well, that's where he hit that free kick the other day.
I think you need to take those to help loosen up that defense. If you can spread that defense That's a little closer.
And I think you just saw in the last action there where Keith kind of bumped into the back of Emlyn Jacoby. That this is a pretty physical game, and the officials are allowing a certain degree of that, especially around the ball. Considering, there you saw another example, although this time Zajerovic got called for the foul on Wallner, and we have a short, it was Castrajan, I think, there on the ball. And back to Albrecht, and back to Wallner, and Sandoval. And that's Jacoby looking for somebody, and throw in. And here we go to Castrajan. And again, some physicality there. And 23 is Kamavang. He's a dangerous player, I think, on the right side. He's brought the ball up a couple times nicely. And Zajerovic is the center of their defense and has done a nice job there as well. Kind of a tempting pass there, and eventually the Eagles do get a touch on it, but we lose it out of bounds there. One of the things that all these teams do, which American teams haven't always done, and I think it was Bora Milutinovic who got the U.S. national team to really pass the ball across the back. You know, that if you can't, rather than trying to push it through on one side or the other, work it around the back. If it doesn't work on one side, work to the other side, you know. And, you know, I've seen that with these teams, all doing it with, you know, as a regular part of their routine, you might say. And now the only thing is that one of those last passes almost got picked off. And if you're a little careless with those passes, of course, you can set up an opportunity for the opposing forwards. And we get a long ball, headed out by Catania. Jacoby's on the ball, but Aaron Arrow beat him to it. And now there's a ball to, and a shot, but blocked by Holly that time. And the 56ers worked that for a corner kick. So I don't know, have we had any corner kicks this game yet?
I don't think so. This could be a dangerous corner kick.
Mrs. Rader, have we had any corner kicks? I mean, for us? No. Oh! Wow. A slicing ball through the middle of the defense, touched by hardly anybody. I think McCrary might have got a touch on it. But, well, they say we got a touch on it, but I think everybody in that defense wish they would have gotten a better touch on it. Whenever you see a ball go all the way through, you know, there's a whole bunch of people that are not happy because both teams want to get a touch on it. But those slicing type of balls are dangerous. Those are tough to handle for the defense. This one's a little higher. Oh, and that was Aaron Arrow coming in on that far post, hit it hard, but into the side netting. So Aaron Arrow with that shot. Couple scary moments for the Eagle fans there. And here we work it out of the back. Albrecht, Holly to Jacoby. And again, he's being ridden there by Keith. Maybe in the second half, you got to come out with a saddle. What do you think?
Well, and I think yesterday's game, he is the team's leading scorer in that, but yesterday in the second half, it seemed like he was really not part of it all the time.
Right. Well, they sometimes say about the really good players that they'll disappear for a while. Oh, here's McCrary again, and another good attempt by the 56ers. Another ball into the middle. Again knocked out. Santaga on it. Another attempted shot, and there's Sandoval on the ball. Passes it to Wallner, I think that was. And here come the 56ers. Castrajan tackled away. Keith on the ball to Schneider. what I was going to finish my thought on Emlyn Jacoby. Good players sometimes disappear during part of the game, but then they'll pop up just when you need them. And it's especially true of players that score a lot of goals, that sometimes you wonder where they are. And of course, you don't want to wonder that the whole game. And of course, yesterday we didn't get any goals, so. So here we go. And Kendrick Tyson going after the ball. Kendrick, of course, is a Davenport Central product here on the Iowa side of the river. You can, with a good pair of binoculars, you might, on a winter day, even be able to see Davenport Central High School on the other side. Here's Kendrick on the ball, on that wing, and he goes to his right, but Schneider anticipated that and shielded him from the ball, and it rolled out of bounds, and we've got a goal kick again for the 56ers. We're now down to about 13 minutes left in the half. Nope. Sandoval went down there kind of awkwardly, but it seems to be fine. And actually, Keith put it out of bounds, so we wound up with the Eagles maintaining possession of the ball.
Number 6 going in.
What?
Number 6 is going in.
Where do you see number 6? No, he's Albrecht.
Oh, okay. He's not going in.
He was waiting for the throw, but the official had a talk with Keith there because I think Keith kind of knocked the ball away on the change of possession there, and the official didn't think that was appropriate or gentlemanly like. Okay, long ball by Holly, but right into the teeth of the Madison defense. Manny got that ball, and now we've got the two leaders there kind of playing some leapfrog there, but good-naturedly get up and help each other up. And we've got 13, Austin Otto. I haven't called Austin's name too much today, and Austin is usually he's a very dynamic player. There he is, on the ball. He's on the wing, and a nice crossing ball, and a goal! And a goal! And is that Wallner? I'm not sure. That might be Tom Wallner. We got to get his number here. He's running towards the stands with our increased crowd here. But that was a nice play. I think Jacoby made that initial pass. That was Tom Wallner from Buffalo Grove High School in Augustana grad who scored that goal off the Austin Otto pass. Austin is out of Iowa City West High School and Iowa Central Community College, and he's a junior at Wartburg. But it was a great freeing pass. And here we were just talking about Austin Otto. I haven't mentioned him. And just previous to that, we were talking about how some players seem to disappear, and then all of a sudden they pop up. And
there you are.
Tom Wallner, number 20. So a case in point. And I have to say somewhat against the run of play, I think. Somewhat against the run of play, because Madison had been giving us some problems. But one break and a really nice one there by Wallner and Otto. And I think Jacoby made that initial pass to Otto. And although Otto was involved in the inner passing in the midfield before that, then he made that run to the wing. Oh, it's Santiago with the ball in the middle. And a dangerous situation there. Johnson gets to it first, but a little misunderstanding there on the Madison sideline. And I always, as a coach, Larry, I don't know about you, when players on the other team start arguing with each other a little bit, I always saw that as a good sign. And it looked like we had a little discussion there between the two Madison players over on the far side. Long ball over to Johnson, chested down. Lifts it over Kamavang. And here's Keith on the ball. And McClary. And Schneider. And Arenero. And a Pitts. And here is Kamavang again. David Kamavang to Keith, to Schneider. Making a nice run. Avoids a tackle. Back, but it goes back to Keith. We're down to about the 9-minute mark. A long ball in. Who was that headed by? Who would you guess? Tommy Catania. Nick Roman was coming out too, but Tommy got to it first. And a ball headed out this time by the 56ers. And now we're going to another goal kick from our own Nick Roman out of Belvedere High School and a graduate of Ashford University in Clinton.
Yeah, you were saying about this discussion there between the two teammates. You know, that's really not a bad thing. That's what we really, as coaches, like to see, because if somehow they were not on the same page, they are now.
Yeah.
And that's got a benefit for you.
Yeah, as long as that's how it ends, you know.
Correct.
If there's hard feelings from one side or the other, and you know, then you've got other issues. So, but whenever you see that kind of heated exchange among teammates, I always think as the opposing coach, you're feeling pretty good, because even if they do, there was at least a momentary misunderstanding between them, and that's probably something that our team created.
Yes.
So it may not stay that way, you know, and they're a good team. It probably won't. Oh, another good chance, and was that Catania coming up? Yes, it was. I'm sure Tommy would love nothing better. No defender loves anything better than scoring. So Catania came up for that, and it took a nice header, and was just wide of the goal. So we're looking a little more dangerous in these last 10 minutes. Let's see if we can maybe up the ante a little bit here before halftime and go into the halftime with a real confidence builder. I don't know, was that an offsides there, Larry? I wasn't.
It's hard to tell. I didn't really see an offside.
And it's too far up the field. We definitely had defenders further back, so I don't know. There must have been a little bumping going on there.
Versus the Portland Timbers at Toyota Park. Orders will be drawn in and announced at halftime. Tickets are courtesy of the Orient Soccer Club.
Okay, Catania taking the free kick. And again, there's the official is trying to avoid some more difficult issues. But you get a lot of times on long free kicks like this, there's a little tussling going on. And if the official can say the right word here and there, then you prevent having to make a more serious call, like when it's down this far, like a penalty kick, or a yellow card, or so.
Well, yeah, everybody wants to occupy the same space, and of course we both know that can't happen. So.
Yeah. There's a trip there. I think Mr. McCrary let himself fall a little bit easily there, but I do think there was some contact. So, is it? I don't. So I think that's the first yellow card of the game. Goes to Tyler Holly, and I have to say that has to be kind of a soft yellow there. That wasn't that bad of a trip, and they were running. And I think McCrary was really losing control of the ball. So.
Eagles jerseys for sale in the soccer shed booth over by the concession stand on the right side of the pitch.
We're down to about 5 minutes left. The score is 1-0 on a Tom Wallner goal, and with an assist by Kendrick Tyson. Ooh! Yeah, very dangerous. And we had Eagles players flying every which way. Nick Roman was going to his left, and I don't know if it was Holly or Catania that was heading the ball the other way, but the 56ers wind up with another corner kick. Catania again heads the ball out, goes over to their central defender on the wing here, and they'll take a throw in there.
56ers throw in.
And Santaga was trying to get that ball, but it rolled out of bounds, and so we're going to have another goal kick by Nick Roman.
I'd like to thank the Isles and all of its employees for their generous support of the Eagles. The Isles Casino Hotel of Bednorth is proud to invest in Bednorth, Scott County, and Iowa. Visit the website for daily and weekly web specials for your entertainment needs.
Sandoval and Santaga fighting for the ball. Another tussle for the ball. Now to Jacoby and Wallner. And Ostinato was in the mix there again. Albrecht gets the ball out of the back. Wallner, Albrecht. Looked like it might have been a handball there, but he had his hands pretty close to his chest. So, and now Holly's chasing the ball down, and back to Roman, who trips, and the best he can do is kick it out of bounds. Looked like Nick Roman slipped there a little bit. The 56ers on the ball again. Holly clears it. Wallner's playing up a little more than he did yesterday. I think yesterday he was playing more that defensive mid. And out to Otto. Oh!
Just couldn't.
Very close, very close.
Face on that ball.
Yeah. Ostinato out of Iowa City West High School. And the 56ers. Well, the linesman called a foul there, although it looked like two guys tripping over the ball at the same time to me. But here we go with the free kick. Looks like Colin Monty is going to be taking the free kick here. Cleared out by Johnson. Back into the middle. Cleared out by Wallner. No, that was Otto. Oh, and Ostinato was had his tail up running. Oh, wow. That came out of nowhere. A goal by Carlos McCrary. He had very little space there, was well guarded, but all of a sudden just quickly fired that ball, and there was nothing Rick Roman could do to stop it. So we've got a 1-1 ball game here with a goal by Carlos McCrary, who's been a very active player here on the left side, and he actually wound up on the right side that time, and got that goal from that side. And that's something that sometimes can disrupt a defense if you have a player who's usually on one side showing up on the other side. So not at all up again, but we got 2 goals. That's 2 more than we had yesterday. So. All right, here we go with David Kamavang. And Keith is on the ball. And into Sam Krensian, usually the lone forward. Say that Madison is generally playing with a 4-5-1 setup here, if you like systems of play. And generally we're in a 4-4-2. Krensian on the ball. He's their lone forward. We haven't seen him shoot. We have now. And it's an easy one to handle for Nick Roman. And we're within the last few seconds of the match here, according to the clock. Official time is usually always kept on the field. So.
And with 2 goals, I imagine we'll have a little stoppage time.
Yeah. Jacoby on the ball. To Otto, Jacoby. Goes off of Jacoby. Nope, no, goes off of a Madison player. Otto got to that ball, but so did Keith. Long ball, Kretzian and Holly running for it. Oops, I don't think Holly wanted that to happen. All right, here comes McCrary again. over to Pitts. Interesting. And now to McCrary. By the way, the 56ers are one of those teams that's playing in the U.S. Open Cup this Wednesday. So we've noticed that a couple of their leading scorers aren't with the team today, so that may be one of the reasons. They have a little bit bigger fish to fry on Tuesday. So, and they're playing another Illinois team, and we'll see how that works out. Yep. Larry, I'm going to turn it over to you. I got to take a break here. So.
Ready to go? All right. Well, the starting teams are getting out on the field, getting ready to start the second half. I think we can go through it with you. I don't see any really initial substitutions just yet. So I think we'll go with our starting lineups for the beginning of the second half, the same as the first half.
All right. Are we still going? Okay.
Yeah, we're going.
All right. Well, I'm back in the saddle again. And we just gave away a couple of tickets to the Chicago Fire game on, I forget the date, but it's in July. And some very happy young man named Logan Kroll from Bettendorf, Iowa, and his dad picked up those tickets. And we'll be giving away those tickets at every game. You just got to hold on to your ticket stubs, and we'll be drawing them from the ticket stubs that we have left up here. So come to the games, enjoy the game, and maybe get to enjoy another game by winning the tickets. I think the odds today were pretty good as far as who was here. So, of course, we'd like to have a few more people. The Catania over the back of Kretzian, I think they're striker. And noticed some Orion folks here. The Nightingales were here, Larry, as I was on my way out and about.
Nice to see.
Yeah. And Keith has taken the free kick. It goes out to and off of Johnson, but Johnson stays with the ball, heads it down, and down the line. And still in play. Oh, nicely taken by Wallner. And Kendrick Tyson on the ball. Long crossfield pass over to Albrecht. And Austin Otto, a little bit too strong on that touch.
I tried to see if we had any substitutions at the second time. I didn't quite get it all done, but I didn't notice any.
I think we got Sandoval and Jaime Castrojohn still in the midfield. Jacoby, Tyson, and the defenders are all the same. The only one I thought they might have, looks like when Johnson kind of won that 50-50 ball. I think there's some misunderstanding there between the two leaders again. Emlyn Jacoby actually cleared that ball out because he saw that number 23, Kamavang, was shook up a little bit in his collision with Johnson, and Kamavang, in fact, is the first one to encourage them to throw it back, actually to Johnson, who was the one who kind of stuck him, and there's a mistake, but Johnson gets it again. But there's the goal scorer, McCrary, Carlos McCrary, and there's a long ball, but a little too long. So, again, some nice show of sportsmanship there. I think the best thing was that Kamavang never even looked at Johnson as accusing in any way because he knew it was a fair challenge. They just both hit a 50-50 ball, and he came out the worse for wear on that one. So,
So it's nice to see that sportsmanship. It should be in every game. It isn't necessarily in every game.
No, it's not.
It's just nice to see.
All right, we got McCrary on the ball, the goal scorer, dangerous man. Here we go. Kendrick Tyson to Jacoby, to Sandoval, to Tyson. Johnson overlapping. Holds onto the ball. Kendrick Tyson does. Johnson's got it on the wing. Nice ball in the middle, but a little too strong for Kendrick Tyson to catch up with, and it's cleared by, I believe, Keith Dangarembwa. I should try that a few more times, but... All right, we're back to Holly. Eagles in possession. Sandoval or Castrojohn? That was Castrojohn. And the ball from Holly. He was now on the same page with our attacking players there. I don't think we've had any subs on either side, Larry, that I've seen so far. So, all right, there's McCrary on the wing, Carlos McCrary. And overlapping is Schneider, I believe. That's can't see his number, but that's who was on that. Yeah, that's Schneider, number 2. And he brings the ball. Oh! That was very close to an own goal. Because the touch that Catania, looks like Catania's wearing an armband too. Maybe there we have co-captains with Catania and Jacoby, which would make sense. But he just got a touch on the ball and it hit off the crossbar. That could have been an own goal, except for a couple inches there. And Keith has taken the corner. Long, high, and not very productive there. Schneider on the ball. 19. It's Derek Pitts playing more of a central role. Another shot taken by McCrary. This one high, wide, and not very handsome, as Toby Charles used to say on the Soccer Made in Germany broadcast. High, wide, and not very handsome. So Nick Roman is taking our goal kick here. Santaga on it. Catania heads it the other way, and Santaga again. We got a little head volleying contest going on here. Holly, speaking of volley, Holly's got the ball. And here it goes to Jacoby. Jacoby out to Tyson. Kendrick Tyson on the ball. Looking to push by the wing. Here he goes. And a nice ball in the middle. Nice ball in the middle. There were 2. Jacoby's on the ball again. Johnson. Back to Johnson. Off the clearance. Long ball across. But again, a little too strong for the Eagles attacking players there. And we have Kyle Dillman taking the goal kick here. Score is 1-1. Goals were by Scott Wallner, an Augustana graduate out of Buffalo Grove High School. Off an assist by Austin Otto. Now Mr. Keith is going to get a yellow card for delaying, I think. And there was also a little push by Austin Otto. And the referee is insisting that he come over to him so he can award him the yellow card.
Make sure he gets that.
Yeah. And remember, in the first half, he had a talking to with Mr. Dangarembwa about that type of thing. And that kept things kind of straight for the rest of the half, but when he was wasting time there, center officials are a lot like elephants, right, Larry? They have long memories.
Very long.
In fact, they usually jot those types of things down when they have a chance. If you watch a good official, he'll usually be jotting things down because it's hard in the heat of a contest to remember everything. And especially teams that you haven't seen before, which is very likely for these 2 teams because the officials are out of Chicago and we have a team out of the Quad Cities and a team out of Wisconsin. There's a ball to Otto, and across again. Oh! Kendrick Tyson on the far post. Nice bit of play there. Austin Otto again looking to set that goal up. We've talked a little bit about Kendrick Tyson's speed. I think we have to talk about Ostinato's speed too.
Well, that's been the most dangerous play they've had so far to this second half.
Yeah, and it was, well, it wasn't exactly similar to the other one, but because it wound up both a ball in the air. But a nice play. Long ball. Sandoval gets to it. Will Tyson get to it? Yes, he does. And Johnson chests it down. Back to Catania. Catania looks back to Roman, but he's got some space, so he brings it up to Jacoby. Jacoby out to Johnson. Johnson bringing it in. Oh. And that's
going to get him a card, I believe.
That was seen as a pretty violent attack, and even though number 13's Colin Monty seems to be very apologetic, he still got a card. So we now have two Madison players sitting on cards, and I think we just have one on the Eagles, right?
On the Eagles, yeah.
So Catania, number 19, Tommy Catania, out of the Bow School in London, England, and Iowa Central Community College, was going to take the free kick, but I think he got something from the bench suggesting that they wanted Catania up there to get his heading skills in there. But young Mr. Johnson chose a different route there, and the result was it was easily taken by Dillman, their keeper. So I would have to say that in the early parts of this game, I better hold my tongue, as the 56ers work up with it. And there is Kendrick Tyson. Kendrick Tyson hustling after that ball, knocking it out. It's going to be a Madison throw-in, and Manny is on the ball, Colin Manny.
Well, I think I would agree with you if your statement would have been...
You read my mind again, Larry?
That the Eagles have shown a little bit more aggressiveness here in the first half.
Yeah, can I help you? Who? Yeah, he's over there, but you gotta go around on the other side. We had a knock on our door here at the press box. We had so we've got a very open atmosphere here.
Right.
And what were you going to say, Larry, about reading my mind?
That I thought what you were going to say is that the Eagles seem to be a little bit more aggressive here in the start of the second half.
You're right.
I don't know if that was what you're thinking.
Yep. That's what comes from coaching so long, right, together, right? But we have had a little bit more of the play, I think, time of possession. But here comes McCrary again. Then time of possession doesn't matter if you don't score goals. And they're, man, oh, man. I think our defense did a good job there, but it was, and there wasn't a shot fired. But you don't like to see loose balls between the lines, between the 6-yard line and the 18-yard line. Those are not balls that make coaches happy.
Yeah, I think the defense is going to have to show him a little bit more respect. I think he can just let one go any time.
Well, that goal certainly showed it. That was something. I think other than, we've had some nice goals here scored by the Eagles players too. I think especially of Elman Jacoby's free kick, which was Beckham-like, as I think I described it in that game. And but young Mr. Carlos McCrary showed some really powerful shot there. Somewhat interesting call. Sandoval was over the top. We've had a few like that. Some have been called and some haven't, but that one was called again. Here's McCrary. McCrary to 16, Santaga out on the wing to, but taken away by, that was Holly. That was Tyler Holly out of Bettendorf High School and the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. So we've got another goal kick for Nick Roman. We are counting down again on the clock, so we have played close to 15 minutes here, about 13
minutes, almost exactly, in the second half. And looks like we got a substitution, and that is, I believe, number 11 coming out, Tyler Holly. Yep. And number 30 coming in is Graham Nugget Nugent. He is our Irish player who also played at Iowa Central Community College.
Making way for him.
So we'll call him Nugget. That's what he likes to be called. So Kendrick Tyson, again, some nice moves on the wing, and also able to get the cross in, but smothered by Kyle Dillman, the keeper for the 56ers. I have a feeling, Larry, that substitution might have been to make sure that as this game progresses and it maybe goes through a physical stage again, that you don't want to pick up a red card here because of a previous yellow card, which, if we remember that, wow, is it, yeah, that was David Kamavang again, and that went off of one of the Eagles defenders. It may have been Johnson or Catania, and looked dangerous from this angle. But anyway, now we've got players on the field who have no cards right now. And we've got Jacoby going out. It's the first time we've seen him subbed out. And Derek Ullman has come in for him. So that'll, I'm sure, result in some change in our lineup. Ullman has the ball now. Ostinato, if you could have seen Ostinato making that run on the other side. Oh, Schneider made a nice defensive play. Actually made a couple of nice defensive plays there, because the Eagles had a nice counterattack going, and he kind of snuffed it out twice. So we have Derek Ullman from Upper Iowa University and Waverly Shell Rock High School, who is subbed in for Emlyn Jacoby, our South African player by way of University of Maine, Fort Kent. And we also have Nugent in on defense. Nugget Nugent in for Tyler Holly. Ullman has scored a couple of goals for us, so let's hope he finds the back of the net again. So we basically think Ullman is up front now with Kendrick Tyson, although Kendrick does come back quite a bit. Here's McCrary again, ball out to the wing now. Look at Kemavang is on the right side. That's what they did before when McCrary scored. They switched sides. This time Kemavang had the better chance. Their outside midfielders are very, very fast. Oh, that one was given away. Ullman's got the ball, but he's got no help right now. Wallner is coming up. Ullman is carrying it all the way to the corner, and he actually, all the way to the goal line, I was going to say, and he actually gets a corner out of it. That was actually a good bit of play, though, because he had nobody to help him. He had probably 3 defenders between him and the goal, so he just took it all the way to the goal line and created a corner kick situation, which was about the best you could get out of that, I think.
Well, I think, sometimes when you get the ball like that and you just don't have the help, you got to make something happen.
Yep. Catania. Oh, nicely done. I think that would have probably gone over, but Dillman couldn't risk it, so he tipped it over, so we get another corner. So maybe they're going to go with the green play this time. Or what did we call them when we had corner kicks? But one we called Atkinson, I know, didn't we? Named after the town, of course, not after Larry. Oh! That was interesting. I mean, nothing came out of that. Catania was now sprinting back to his regular position. But the way he took that ball on his foot and actually almost turned it into the goal was kind of interesting. It shows the amount of skill that Tommy Catania has. Nice play. But back to a goal kick by Dillman. And I wonder if Coach Mejia is going to use his full contingent of subs today to make sure that we still got gas left at the end. It'd be interesting. Because it seems to me that Madison's slowing things down a little bit right now. Maybe they're thinking they're gonna wait for a big push at the end, And if they don't, they wind up with a tie away from home. All right, Santaga lost the ball and then muscled John Sandoval off the ball. Here's Kendrick Tyson on the ball again. Kendrick on the wing. He's held there. Yep. The ref saw that. We've seen that before in the game. Kendrick with his speed being tugged on a little bit, and it's not always seen because the players are rather adept at doing it with their arms close to their body. But that time it was noticed.
Yeah, you can definitely tell they want to keep an eye on his speed.
Yeah.
Don't let him get away.
Now we have Jaime Casteran taking the long free kick, a nice ball in the middle, and a shot. I think that's a three-pointer. That one you'd have to say also was high wide and not very handsome. That was Austin Otto with that ball. So right now on the field we've got Derek Ullman and Kendrick Tyson up top. We still have John Sandoval. Here's some substitutions. Number 15 is coming in, and number 7 is coming in. Keenan Nualo is number 7, and William Bagayoko is number 15. And number 4, Keith, came out, and number 23, David Kamango, Keith got a yellow card, didn't he? Kamavang didn't have a yellow card. Did they have 2 yellow cards? Yeah, I marked the wrong one. So he took out one of the players with a yellow card and then also made a substitution for other reasons. I think maybe because Kamavang, when he had that collision with McLean Johnson, may have had a problem with that. I think our PA announcer is having just as much trouble with some of the names as I have been here. So if you just heard that over the PA. All right, so Keith is out at midfield. Let's see where those players wind up. 15 looks like he's in the midfield. And then up front, right now they're both kind of hanging around midfield, so. Is this number 15 on the near side? That's 14. Oh, that's Carlos McCrary, our goal scorer. Oh, we have another substitution here. And that is Wallner, I think, isn't it? No, that's Austin Otto. And number 18, what is it? What came in?
Number 18, Eduardo Garza.
Eddie Garza is subbed.
Number 13.
And Eddie Garza has also scored a couple of goals for us right now, so. We have some protestations there. I think our players have to be careful. I think this ref doesn't tolerate that very much.
This is a Stecca 4 restaurant. You use your lunch card on the back of your adult ticket to get a free meal. Stecca 4 is located just north of Brady Street Stadium on Brady Street. Stecca 4 is the best place for good food after the Eagle game.
All right, we've played about 22 minutes in the second half, so we're about halfway through the second half. About 3/4 of the way through the match, and we're still at a 1-1 tie with our goal by Scott Wallner with an assist by Austin Otto, and the 56ers goal by Carlos McCrary. One of the new players for Madison on the ball there. That was number 7, Keenan Niwalo. He's on the ball again. And McCrary's now on the ball. And, I think, here we go. Aaron Arrow has hardly touched the ball the second half,
Yeah.
And as, I thought in the first half that a lot of their attacks and stuff went through him. And he seems to be still doing some directing, but he doesn't seem like he's on the ball very much. Kendrick Tyson on the ball again. Far side, over to Castrichan. That's now, the way that was Eddie Garza. No. I got the names all mixed up there. Folks and players, forgive me. But we'll get them right when there's a goal scored. Carlos McCrary on the ball again. Nugent was looking for a call there. Now he's trailing the play a little bit. And there's 21, Krencian, but he can't keep it in play.
I'll tell you what, McCrary is a dangerous player.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And he seems to be taking over more and more. It looks like he's playing more. Wait a minute, that's 15. That's a new player, William Bagayoko. He's on this wing here, McCrary, number 14. But he's all over the field, where he started actually off on the left side, because we saw him a lot in the first half, because it's closest to us. And now he's on the right side. And that's, of course, where he scored in the first half, too.
Facebook page and our website.
And it looks like 15, William Bagayoko, has taken over Kamavong's position on the other kind of outside attacking midfielder,
At 7 p.m.
with Krencian still being really, technically they're only forward, but a lot of times they're actually attacking with 3 players. They got those 2 outside midfielders and that center forward. Now Catania's got the ball. He's going to knock it back to Nick Roman. Nick has got it over to Albrecht.
That works well as long as your central players are moving up and back offensively and defensively together.
Right.
And you can go from 3 forwards to 3 midfielders to 5 defenders.
And I think, Larry, that may be one of the differences that we see here at this level of play. This guy, that's coming in. That we see at this level of play, where the players are able to make that adjustment. So, in the soccer world that we come from, which is mainly high school, it's always so hard for high school players to make, especially in-game adjustments, And now I notice that Nugget is playing an outside fullback, and Albrecht has gone back in the middle, which I think is what he played in the Fire game. And now there we talk about that guy, McCrary, took on one of our best players, McLean Johnson, and that wasn't McCrary, excuse me, that was a new player. Here's McCrary on the ball, and Catania clears it, and Ullman is arm in arm with their, and there's Aaron Arrow, and that's William Bogayako on the outside. Aaron Arrow on the ball again, but not a particularly good pass. And we're going through kind of a I don't know what kind of phase you want to call that. We do want to mention that Andrew Wiedebach, who just came in, Wiedebach, if you pronounce it German, and Wallner is on the ball there. He is there, according to stats dated yesterday, he is their second leading scorer with 1 goal and 3 assists. Their leading scorer we don't even have us being dressed for this game, Jed Holbein, with 4 goals. And it looks like Mr. Muchow is coming into the game now too. Peoria Notre Dame and St. Ambrose product. And so I've kind of, okay, here 19 is taking a shot. Wide. That was Derek Pitts. Some people would say that was a right fullback's type of shot. I think he got up that far and he thought, why not?
What am I going to do?
Yeah. All right, number 16, Jaime Castrojan is out, subbed out, and Max Muchow, number 7, is subbed in. And substitutions, having substitutions at this level in NPSL is a great thing. The one thing that you may lose a little bit is a little bit of chemistry between the players, that they kind of know where they are. And but of course both teams have now made, kind of lost track, but I think they've made 3 subs, and we've made
At least that many.
all right. Now, McCrary fouled there.
Another yellow card.
Yeah, and that, I think that was an odd play. You saw it right in front of us here. Sandoval had gotten in and won the ball, I think fairly. There was certainly no call. And then McCrary kind of bent over and looked like he might have been hurt a little bit, and kind of thought it over and then went in real hard, and almost a retaliation type thing. And officials got to call that. You know, that you don't want that type of thing. Players have to learn that retaliating is usually, well, among other things, it's not one of the smartest things to do on the field, because if you think that first one was a foul, but it doesn't get called, you can be pretty sure that that second one is going to get called when you do it.
That good old saying, the second one always gets caught.
Yeah. So it's just, I mean, part of the game is simply that not every, oh, Tyson on the wing, Tyson on the wing, Tyson on the wing. Oh! The linesman on the far side called that as being out of play. Now, to be out of play, the ball's got to be completely over the line. And, wow. Can we see a replay on that, Jesse? From a different angle? Well, that was a wonderful play, though. And again shows how dangerous Kendrick Tyson is when he's on the move on the wing there. And there was a beautiful pass that Muchow put away. And but I think that
Both sides are getting a little cantankerous here.
yeah.
It's still not bad. They're working hard to get the ball, but
Yeah. Well, that was again, and after Muchow felt that there was a push by the one substitute, Niwalo, and then he pushed him after the fact, and that's going to get called. That's the second foul. Yeah. And these are still young players. You have to remember that. I mean, you see players at the highest levels sometimes lose their heads like this. So certainly it's certainly understandable, but something I think that has to be learned at a certain point.
so basically we got a free kick from about 60, 80 yards.
Yeah. Nice ball. I think Catania got undercut there. Nick Roman from Albrecht. Albrecht now playing at the center back. Muchow on the ball. Out to Nugget, but a little too strong. Well, looks like we got another yellow card.
And that looks like it's on the bench.
That's Jacoby, I think. Yep, that's Jacoby on the bench. Got a yellow card. Well, what do you think about that, old referee, Larry? Certainly you don't want to take certain kind of language from the bench, but...
Well, and I didn't hear what was said, but it might have been...
Above and beyond,
Right.
yeah. I think as long as the referee doesn't start carding people in the stands, as we've seen before, that
Well, it is his responsibility to maintain control of the field.
yeah.
And if you got one person on the sideline that's really ripping it up, that's that's his jurisdiction too. So.
All right, 56ers in possession again. Arenero, Santaga, number 5, Weidebach, the assist leader on this team. But stuffed by Catania. Catania again clears after help by Nugget. And a little mid-air collision there. We've got about 10 minutes left in this game. Nwalo on the ball. Carlos McCrary. Have to say the most dangerous man on the Madison team. Over to the player was subbed in. Back to McClary. Little touches. And whoa! And that was Arenero. You almost have to. That wasn't a set play, but it almost looked like that, wasn't it? They kept rolling it around. All of a sudden, Arenero just stepped in there and hammered it. And it looks like it took a lot out of him. No, it wasn't that. It's McClary that had his head down there. I think when you see players with their hands on their knees and their head down, or their hands on their head, that's usually a sign that there's some fatigue setting in. So for the Eagles, that's probably a good sign if McCrary is Catania clearing the ball way upfield. Ullman over there. Kendrick Tyson. Again, flattened on the sideline there. Kendrick gets a lot of physical play directed his way, doesn't he?
This match is getting a little bit more hot.
Scott Wallner, I think I've called, 19 also gets a yellow card. I think they were working on a full deck here with Madison. I think I've called Scott Wallner Tom a couple times. It's because there was a teacher years ago I taught with, I think his name was Tom Wallner. So Scott and your family and friends, I apologize for that. But let's see what you can do with this free kick. Tom Wallner from Buffalo Grove High School. Nice long ball. One of those sliding balls. Sand a ball under it. And Eddie Garza was in on that play from Waukegan. Excuse me, not from Waukegan. Eddie Garza is from Rockford Guilford High School. Tyson, oh, they called him offside. Kendrick Tyson had a nice shot there and a follow-up. I don't know if he would have scored anyway, but he had a real opportunity, but the far side linesman signaled him as being offside. And we have another substitution, number 17, Robin Forsland, coming in for...
July 9th at Rainy Street Stadium.
Oh, glory be. It is, number 14. Carlos McCrary. Maybe also a situation because of the yellow card where he didn't want to see him red carded with another yellow. But I would say
No, I think he was an important part to the team, but it's not a bad substitution. You know, to keep him on the field.
Yeah. Well, I would think.
Not watching you, he's not doing what he's supposed to do.
And I would think he's one of the players that's going to play on Tuesday against the ASA Eagles, wherever they're from.
Sixers number 17, Robin Ford, making way for him, number 14, Carlos McCurry.
Now that's one of those things. I think that, I mean, I'm sure we've been talking about Carlos McCrary quite a bit here towards the end of the game. Certainly ever since he scored his goal, and I think our players on the field certainly recognize that just as much as we do.
Yeah, and I for one am glad he's out.
Yeah,
Best player.
Yeah.
But for the Eagles.
Wow, that was a great shot by Max Muchow, the Ambrose grad, Peoria Notre Dame product. Took that ball mid-air, side volley, just wide. Great shot. Go ahead and finish your thought, Larry.
I'm trying to think where I was at now.
We were talking about McCrary being out.
Oh yeah, with McCurry being out, he seems to have been the spark that these guys have needed, and with him out, you kind of lose a little spark. Maybe they don't look for another guy as much as they look for him to maintain control of the ball, and maybe that's our advantage.
And I think from our standpoint, the way it looks right now, we're reacting to it is we're thinking, okay, now we're going to go at them. Now, of course, Madison has the ball back right now, but if nice ball there between the two subs, and Nawalo there again on the ball, and Johnson puts it out of touch. And but I mean, what I was saying, the other thing that could happen, I mean, one reaction by our team could be let's go after them now. They got, you know, they're missing their catalyst. Yeah. And the other thing could be now we can take it easy, you know, and that would probably be the wrong reaction. I think that is not what we're seeing. We're seeing the Eagles continue to fight and to take the ball, take the game to Madison. There we go. Almost. Oh, look at that run by Tyson. Oh, nicely done. Nicely done. What a nice play. That was one of those plays where which I've often seen where two players were running next to each other, where they sometimes get in each other's way. But Scott Wallner and Kendrick Tyson actually played that beautifully, where Wallner kind of took over the ball and then played it through to Tyson, and then we almost got a nice shot on goal. Albrecht on the ball. Now, if we could keep them pinned down here for the last 4 minutes, that would be nice, because that would mean that first of all, we retain first place here, and maybe we do have a chance to get a goal here and put this game away. Nugget passes it back to Roman. Roman over to Johnson on the far side. Settles it into Ullman. Tripped up with some theatrics there by number 10 and some. And Scott Wallner is going to be taking this free kick again. He's laid in a couple of nice ones. Let's see what we can do with it. It'd be nice to get a goal here just before the end. Here we go. Oh, wow. Catania got that and got cold-cocked, but he's up. And he's complaining to the assistant referee on the side that the Dillman went into him pretty hard. And that's one of those tough calls, you know. I mean, referee's always trying to protect the keeper, but sometimes the keeper sees somebody going up for a header and will look to make sure he doesn't get it. And that was pretty close to that, I think. But tough call. And the thing was, I think Catania was going straight up in the air. He was going straight up in the air, try to head it back. He wasn't even going for goal. And he got kind of cleaned out there. So I think he had a beef. But like you said, it's a tough call to make. And certainly the official isn't going to go back and change it at that point. And Number 3 is in now, too. They've made 5 substitutions.
But I don't think it's actually, I don't know, in my opinion, the substitutions, it looks like this team has been playing in between the 30s most of the time.
What, Madison?
Yeah, for Madison, they seem like they're not pushing it that hard to get inside the...
No, I have a little bit of a feeling they may be content with a draw here. You know, and so, you know, we talked about it yesterday. Now, there's 15. William Bagayoko, he looks dangerous. Speaking of dangerous, we've got our own danger man. There's Ullman from Johnson. Oh, a nice ball punch through. No flag down. Oh, no! Oh, a couple of great chances there by Ullman and I think Garza. I've got to see that number. Garza had probably the best chance, wide open net, and didn't quite pull the trigger quickly enough, and as a result, a defender got in the way there, and then Ullman kind of duffed his shot. So.
Well, that might just, that kind of play there might just inspire them enough to keep pressure on.
And well, we're less than a minute, Larry. So they're going to have to hurry up. I think that might have been the last best chance that they had.
Not over until the 5 legs.
Yep, that's right. Oh, a nice long ball there. Ullman's on it. Oh, yeah, okay, we're going to have a free kick here yet. Oh, get Jacoby off the bench. That was a definite push there, and we've got to, let's see if in practice Emlyn Jacoby has taught any of his free kick skills to any of his teammates.
That's actually inside the 20. I think they're right on the 20.
Yeah, so we're probably, I mean, we're a good close to 30 yards out.
30 yards.
Because you got the other, 10 yards of the goal area, right? 5 yards of the goal area. So maybe 25 out. Let's see, 18 and 5 is 23. Yeah, it's between 25 and 30 yards out. Ullman, nice ball, just under the bar. I think he's been working on that. Ullman with a nice free kick, nice shot. And,
turn around, here.
Well, and the official time is, as usually is the case, if there's any question, is being kept by the center official. The time has run out on our clock, so we're just waiting for him to make a decision. We certainly knew he was going to allow that free kick, and the Eagles have the ball again. Johnson on the throw, Wallner with a Tyson. Another free kick. Scott Wallner getting a little perturbed by Mr. Nuwalo, who is clearly only about 5 yards.
Say maybe 5 yards.
Another nice ball by Scott Wallner. Another throw in here. Oh, that was again Catania looking for a almost bicycle scissor type kick there. Just didn't quite latch onto it. Another throw in for us. The last chance maybe here. Last chance. Oh, Kendrick Tyson with a shot. And that is the final whistle. And the score at the end of 90-some minutes is the Eagles won and the Madison 56ers won. I think a better game than yesterday? I don't know.
I'm not sure. The play, I think, yesterday was just a little bit better. Of course, you had goals scored because that makes it better already.
Yeah, makes it more fun for us as as spectators. I'm talking about us in general here. So, yeah. Again, do you have the sponsors sheet handy somewhere? Yeah. We'll go over the sponsors again, and we'll also just recap the scoring here. Our goal was scored first by Scott Wallner, who may have been Tom Wallner back then. I'm not sure which first name I used with him, but young Mr. Wallner out of Buffalo Grove in Augustana scored the first goal off of a nice assist by Austin Otto, which I also think came from some nice interplay between him and Emlyn Jacoby. And then their goal was scored by the guy we talked about a lot in the second half, Carlos McCrary, who just came out of nowhere not out of nowhere. He came on the other side, and all of a sudden that shot came out of nowhere. I certainly wasn't anticipating it, and that was a nice goal. There was nothing that Nick Roman could do about it. We do have the official stats here. We had 11 shots by the Eagles and 6 by the Madison 56ers. Corner kicks, we only had 1, and they had 4. Goalkeeper saves, there were 3 by the Madison keeper, and we had none. And the fouls, there were quite a few more fouls I noticed on the sheet here, Larry, than the last game. There were 15 fouls by each team. And
I think it was a more physical game, and therefore you got more fouls, more yellow cards.
So we will not have a home game in a while. Please check the website, QuadCityEaglesFC.com, for our schedule. We will be playing home again in July. Do we have the July dates there? That'd be a good thing to go over. We will be playing on July 9th against the St. Paul Twin Stars, and on July 10th against the Minnesota Kings. The first game will be again at Brady Street Stadium, where we played yesterday, and then the Sunday the 10th will be here at Augustana, and then the final home game will be July 17th against the Eau Claire Aris, which is out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and that will be here at Augustana again. So, Larry, do you want to read through the sponsors one last time and just mention them? And we do want to mention Jesse Medina and Family Ties Video. Pardon? Productions. Family Ties Productions. We'll get that right eventually, too.
Sure. We got our gold sponsors. Central Credit Union, Group O, Isle Casino Hotel in Bettendorf, Hola America, the English-Spanish newspaper, MTV. Silver sponsors, Orthopedic Specialist, PC, Absolute Balance Chiropractic,
Where you at? You want me to take over? Brand sponsors?
Dynamite
Coupons?
Coupons, the Greater Quad City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Johannes Bus Service, Pick 2 Productions, Soccer Shed,
Herbalife.
Herbalife. That's one we haven't had.